And here we go with the theorist by the name of Erich Fromm. Erich Fromm talked about the human dilemma, and we will get to that in just a second. Uh, Erich Fromm's main goal, main focus, I don't really say it was a goal, but his main focus was that individuals were born at one time, through anthropological studies, were born at one time. If the father was a worker in a factory, the son would grow up to be a worker in the factory. Stating also that a woodchuck would grow up to be a woodchuck. In other words, what he was saying that this was a pattern that was within the culture, that we didn't have an opportunity to be in an area or to be in a family where possibly the father worked in a factory and the sibling was able to go to school and better themselves and go into some other area. Well, his focus was escaping from freedom. In other words, an example of this might be an individual is in high school. They can't wait to get out of the house. They can't wait to get out of this boring town. They want to escape from this particular situation that they are in. Then once they escape from this situation, supposedly having freedom, then they may want to try to find a way to escape from this newfound freedom. Okay, are you with me on this? We get away from a situation that we think is negative, we escape from, and then we find a new freedom, and then we want to go to an aspect. So escaping from a particular situation can be negative. Escaping to a certain situation is what is considered positive. An example, again, would be Freud talked about the two main driving forces, sex and aggression. Well, sex, he referred to not the sexual act. I want to emphasize that. But he referred to the overall aspect of life. And then aggression, he kind of focused on that in saying that in this aggressive behavior, maybe our ultimate goal is death. Now, that can be argued. I understand that. I'm not saying that this is cast in stone. Well, with Erich Fromm talked about individuals wanting to escape from freedom, from this freedom that they had found. Now, again, there's two influences in Fromm's life. One was Sigmund Freud, who was based in biology, anatomy, and he talked a lot about the oral stage and the anal stage and the phallic stage. In other words, it was centered around anatomy, but this was one of the influences on Erich Fromm's life. Another influence on Erich Fromm's life was Karl Marx, and Karl Marx talked about how the society, how a society and the different economic systems would determine how an individual turned out. So in focusing on this, Erich Fromm took both of these positions and combined them into one. And as a result, he talked about the additional responsibility connected with freedom. And this is the main thrust of the section on Freud, was the different ways that individuals can escape from freedom. And he focuses on this. Now, I kind of enjoy tying some of these theories together and relate it to, first of all, to self, and then we could also relate it to others. But if we look at the freedom that an individual has when they leave high school, when they leave home, coming to college, going out on their own and finding a job, one of the things that they may want to do after they've found this new freedom, after they've accepted this responsibility, is, as you recall, Karen Horney stated that they want to move toward people. And I think that really helps explain this, because they want to learn, and not learn, but they want to move toward people in order to become accepted. In Fromm, on the chapter on Fromm, he talks about various ways to escape freedom. I hope that you read the chapter through. Certainly read the biography of Fromm. And remember that he was a neo-Freudian in the first force. Again, 3 forces. We have one more individual to talk about in the neo-Freudian, and the 3 forces, again being in the first force, and then we will go on to the second force. So until I see you again on the next video, which is a video on Erik Erikson, you have a good day.